Hiya! So I was perusing Pinterest this morning. What else is new? And I found these really awesome, like, gestures of horses. Like, they're kind of beyond gesture. They're a little more sketched out than that. And I just got really inspired. So I thought I should probably try and draw some of them. And I thought a few of you might like to come along. So let's draw some horses. Something I did over the last month is I like to take a specific colored pen and a specific colored highlighter. And I like to fill a spread with just those two art supplies. So the one for sketching and then the one for just like accentuating the sketches I like. I can show you an example I did with pink where I was practicing drawing cats. You can kind of see using the pen, using the highlighter, just making it fun, you know, as art is supposed to be. And it's a simple tool that you've got around the house usually. And it's something I remember doing a lot when I was younger. And so I've kind of gotten back into it. And it's been a lot of fun. So could do purple, this guy, blue. I haven't decided what color I want to do. Depends how many spreads we do, because I like to keep one color per spread. I've got green. These are literally the highlighters and pens I've had since a senior, so they're still working for me. Oh, and pink. And another really cool thing about this sort of technique is it doesn't bleed through to the other side of the page. So if you have a sketchbook with very thin paper, it's a really fun way to go. Anyway, so next thing I'm gonna need is some references. So my favorite part about using like a pen specifically is that you can't erase. So you have to just suck it up when you make a mistake. And I think that can be very helpful when you're learning. Mistakes are gonna happen one way or the other, no matter how perfect you think you are. So the sooner you can get used to it, the better. So in my folder that I made of horse references, I have a combination of illustrations and actual photos, as well as some sculptures that I think do a much better example of showing the tone. I also have one where it actually says the name of the bones. And what I like about having like a mixture of different things is you can study from all of these. And by having that full vocabulary of references, you're gonna learn a lot more because they're all kind of different. Well, this is the one that started it all. So let me just kind of try and replicate this a little bit. I love the lines. So what I want to do first is just look at these shapes and kind of see how it's broken down. And then I think next we'll look at a photo reference and then we'll try and find these shapes in the photo reference. I mean, as an illustrator myself, I feel like looking at illustrations like this is kind of like blueprints almost in a way. Understanding how another artist likes to break something down is only going to help you improve when drawing anything, you know. When I was looking at the skeleton structure, there's these like 3 bones here that go this way and then the neck kind of like comes out from that. I remember noticing that when I was trying to draw a lot of dinosaurs. The head of the dinosaur doesn't sit on top of the neck, but there's like a back section. The brain cavity. Alright, I didn't really leave space for the whole thing, but let's see how much we can fit. Very consciously copying. So my legs ended up being a little wider than those ones, but those are like just the mistakes of a pen that you gotta accept. I'm also noticing the legs are a lot slimmer. Trying to solve that problem. A little assessment. Okay. I'm seeing mistakes, but like that's good. That means you can improve from it. What I think my favorite part from this reference is this little square right here between the chin and the cheek. It adds just that extra amount of space, makes a huge difference. I'm also noticing lots of like little indentations that don't really make a lot of sense to me, and I assume they're coming a lot from looking at an actual reference and understanding horse anatomy a lot better than I do. So I'm kind of excited to move into a photo. Look at these lines. There's like a triangle here that separates this from the thigh. Never noticed that before. Okay, super helpful. All right, that is really cool. I definitely want to like try and do a lot more horses like in action, because in the past I've only ever drawn them just standing there, and I feel like it doesn't lend well to like exaggerating shapes as much. We'll start with this one. It's not super emotive, so I want to like try and capture that gesture style. I'm gonna draw this one kind of small though, fill some space. We have the head, the eyeball, this section. Nuzzle. Okay, I did not end up drawing this any smaller, did I? We don't want to forget this little guy. And you have the chin, ear, this section. Now I'm gonna actually zoom in since that's what we ended up drawing. Fine tune some things. Find our own shapes in there. And there's like a little shadow section here. That's where the mane kind of comes from. This area is looking a little large, so maybe we can like chisel away at it a bit. A little tone. And how about a pupil? Let's take our little highlighter, accentuate, and add some pizzazz. What I like about doing this is adding like a shape around the sketch, is it kind of calls attention to the white spaces within the sketch. Really makes it pop out. You see the structure a little better. I went a little too close there. White gel penalty. Whoop. Cooperative. I don't want to call attention to the fact that these are two horses, so I'm going to add a little line here. Okay, I want to fit something in here. Let's try this one. This one's like a tall, skinny reference. Try and draw it smaller this time. Neck, head, eyeball, ear. Photo's not as well lit, so it's a little more tricky, I feel like. The legs are really the part where I get very confused. Maybe the head's too small. Oh yeah, the head should be up here. Chin. Ears look like they're pretty in a good spot. Eyeball here. This was one of the downfalls of pen, I suppose. But it definitely emphasizes what you need to work on, which isn't a bad thing. I'm gonna add a little depth in there to push it backwards. See if I can find this area a little better. Let's try this leg back here a little more. This is a really cool line. These little triangles between the legs and the chest. And that's the stuff I get excited about. Like when you just find like that one little thing that you never noticed before, which is why it's important to use references, because you can draw the same thing over and over and over again and you're not going to improve as fast if you don't look at something that tells you what it is you're drawing. I had a little tail back there. Now this leg back here I can't really see, so we'll just kind of fake it. There, it's back there. Now something cool to do maybe with the highlighter would be to go from this circle and draw a line. So it kind of just plays with the eye of whoever's looking in your sketchbook. And what I like about doing just random lines and stuff is that again, it like pulls the sketches forward. Give it a nice stroke on the outside. All right, let's move on to the next page. Okay. Do one that's a little more in action because this was really fun. Let's try this. This looks really cool. I have all the references that I've used in one Pinterest folder so you can check them out too. The snout, nosy, ear. I feel like when I do the ears like that, it makes it instantly look like a donkey. Gotta find the right lines. I'm nervous. I guess that's a good thing. It means it's you're drawing something you're not used to. So this guy's like belly sticks out that way. Hand over here. And this leg. Exaggerate some of the shapes a little more. I'm also kind of neglecting drawing any manes. Because I feel like that's just stress I'm not ready for yet. I need to learn what that thing's called because it's so funky to me. I just don't understand it. And there's the hoof coming out over here. Right here. The butt is down here, which makes me kind of rethink these lines downwards a little bit more. And then the back leg is here. Butt's a little higher than that. This leg's directly between these. It doesn't fit there, but we'll make it work. Just pull it a little to the left. I need to pull this area up. This whole thing is further in the distance, so I'm gonna push it back with a little tone. And we need a tail back here. Push this further backwards so it's not as competing with that front leg. I don't think I did a terrible job or anything. I feel like I could do this drawing again and it would come out completely different. Let's throw in some mane. Another thing you'll notice is I'm not doing a lot of detail specifically in these. I'm very much focusing on like the overall shapes and structures. All right, before I add any highlighter there, I want to kind of fill the rest of the page. Should we try another illustration to kind of see how someone else stylizes it? I'm kind of more interested in how this artist stylizes the mane. That's actually really cool. Actually has the nose turn up a little bit more than I've seen in like the actual photos that I've been using. I've always connected these sort of lines to the arm, but this artist doesn't do that, and that actually makes more sense. I was going to connect that line above, but they don't. I like that. Ooh, I like that line too. Kept it straight here, bubbly on one side instead of bubbly on both sides. Oh, that's kind of cool. The artist actually showed the reference they used to create this. You can kind of see the definite stylization that they applied. So what's those bumps called? Oh, they have like 3 different bones. The little bump is the Like, look how soft and expressive that is. Like, you have to take a lot of liberties to be able to do that. It's all about learning the anatomy and then playing with it afterwards. But I forgot this line there. Just playing a little bit what I've learned. Do this one. I'm gonna keep it small there too. See if that helps. Hey, we have room for this. How did that happen? This little guy. Quick and expressive. Definitely did not leave enough space. Ooh, that little triangle. That one makes me happy. And the tail kind of comes back this way. Face is like here. And then dish. Man, that's one of the biggest things to come out of this is this triangle right there. I feel like definitely don't remember drawing that in the past. I'm gonna draw the mane in. A straight pen. And the tail. Little hairy tufts at the end. This one ended up being real thick. Alright, let's do the fun part and add in some more highlighter. I wanna like outline this guy. And we might fill in some more spaces around him too, because I really like the way this one turned out. Now, if I wasn't filming, I would probably end here. Sometimes you can overstudy, but at the same time, I'm kind of interested in doing more right now. I'm gonna draw some little horseshoes. Ooh, just stick with circles. I don't know, I just like filling the space in. We'll draw a little angry line for him. See how fun it is to like have a nice cohesive color, and since it is November, you know. Huevember, there's a hue, one single hue. How cool is that? But let's turn the page and use a different color. We could do purple. I'll start with this guy, and then if I need a thicker line, we can move over to this one. I actually have two purple highlighters. I don't know if they look different. Do they look different? I think it's time we jump in and do this one. It's not gonna be easy, folks. You might have to draw it like 8 times to get it right. I'm probably gonna end up drawing it pretty big, so don't hold your breath for tiny horses. I feel like I need to draw the chest first because it's kind of like the basis of everything. I'm kind of just worried about it not fitting on the page. And it has a big belly. It's all kind of like flat on the bottom. This leg. It has that triangle. The neck is here, like the shoulders here. And then the ears. Here. This would be where that area of the other eye would be. So then this leg comes up like that, and then you have that bone we talked about earlier. And then this lump. Now this leg comes out behind the nose. There's like an elbow almost. Right about where that one is. We can simplify that kind of and keep the bumps we want. So this one's further in the distance. This leg kind of comes out from there. What even is this shape? This part kind of comes to that. This is that little bump, and then this comes forward, and then we have the hoof. I kind of found it. This one has a much longer torso than mine, but that's probably because I was trying to keep it on the page. We'll leave that there as a testament to an attempt. I think we'll just go with another one because it's a bit of an awkward pose, you know? Let's do this one. Jumpy boy. Stick them down here. Create a gesture line to make sure they're gonna fit on the page. I'm gonna draw like big shapes. That's the tail, not the other butt. I think the hardest part is fitting it on the page. I think my favorite part is definitely drawing the heads. That's what gives me the most enjoyment. Crazy hair. Again, kind of a little scrunched. Pull this knee backwards. So this is the back leg. And try and fit the tail. Also could use a little shading. Kind of protrudes a little bit more. I think I'm getting better at like exaggerating certain shapes. I would draw this pose again. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. You can see why people simplify the hooves more like that. Like as long as you don't have the reference there and you're comparing it completely, no one would ever be wiser. I'm gonna use this darker highlighter for the hair. And the tail. Use the lighter highlighter. Added the spots. We can finish the head. So I like doing their faces. Just outline the good parts. Push back so you're not really looking at it. Ooh, look at this from a different angle. I can see the mistakes. This one feels nice. I'm gonna do this one. Draw it right back here. Again, I want to like fit it on the page, you know? Let's see what I gotta do to do that. Man, the muscles on this thing. Whoa! Holy cow. Oh no, the head doesn't fit. See, that's why I always start with the head, so that the head can be in the art, you know? Or do I just sort of chisel at it, make it smaller? Then the neck's up there, legs farther back a little bit. I'm rushing it. I'm gonna take a little break, reassess the situation, and then we'll tackle this again. Okay, I'm back. I was thinking if it was lighter, I'd be able to maybe just draw 2 horses and ignore the scribs. But the scribbles are more pronounced than I thought. I think we're just gonna have to go for it. And, whatever happens, happens. And there's an ear up here, and then I think the problem I'm having with like their size is that I'm not familiar enough. If the head's this big, the body will take up approximately like this much space or whatever. This region, which you can see pictured here, is complicated. I think this comes up higher. And that's where the like, Clydesdale fluff comes from. A line kind of like this. I really enjoyed drawing the wiggly legs. Like a mane back this way. There should be a tail here somewhere. This is already looking a lot better. Should I do that same thing where I use like one of these for the mane? And like this hair too. I do wish I could just slightly erase something, but just have to go with what we got. Oh, I got a little depth here. I think that's my favorite part of this one. I wonder if we can fit a little horse up here. Remember this guy? So we needed to take up about this much space, right? If I just kind of scribble it all in, we should be able to fit it in here. Probably have similar results to like when we did the one right here on the last page. Slowly turn these scribbles into something else. Oh, that leg needs to be further back. Well, maybe if we widen up this, it'll look like it's coming more towards you. Let me pull this down a little further. Some mane action. What I'm noticing with horses is their ears are very close together. I drew it more like cat ears, but it looks like a little horsey to me. We'll grab this guy. We'll draw a little circle around it. Be like, look at this sketch! Oops. This one I don't feel like really drawing any attention to it, but maybe find some of the muscles. I really like the way that turned out. That was worth pushing through whatever all this was to get. Kinda don't want to stop. Move on to pink. Let me see. I'm not gonna commit to the whole 2 pages, but let's just see. Do you see this one right here? Let me just give it a shot. So there's like the square for the head, ears, nose. There's like a square for that, circle for this. They used a like funky triangle for that. I'm just seeing how they break it down. Clearly differently than I do. Big swooping shape for this. And then this is like where it's connecting to the body. This is the booty. Squared edges. Why'd I giggle at that? It's so stupid. Hooves. The tail's right here. Now they didn't draw the front legs. I might throw them in anyway. I don't know. I want one to show up like right here. Probably come like this. And then like, I'm gonna go around the outside edges, find the shapes a smidge. Add a little depth where you can. Let's grab a little pink, highlight the face. Actually, I could probably do a little bit more to the face. Oh no, this one's dying. Show that shape off a little better. Sometimes when there's sketches next to each other, you think that that's all part of the shape. So if we had a little pink in between it, you'll see that that shape breaks up. Oh, I love this one too. I think that square on the end is really helpful. And the close ears. It's funny, after drawing like 5 cats, I felt like I could draw a cat from like my imagination, but not so much with the horse. See if I can just kind of create my own legs from what I remember. Draw them standing there. Bring the body down a smidge. Maybe I'll try to draw my own little horse over here. Should we try it with like motion? Oh, I'm already nervous. I'm gonna twist it. Ready? I'm gonna pretend it's a human and I know what I'm doing. Come around this way. That round body with that and this triangle. Don't give up yet. Those should not be level if this is walking in a this way direction. It would be back there. That little circle down there has been really helpful in figuring out that shape. From there you can kind of just find it in there. You kind of find the lines in there. I like that leg. I think that turned out really nice. And then the hoof. Leaving this side more straight Because then you just focus on the bump on the, wait, I did that backwards. The bump goes in the bag and this should be flat. Gotcha. Okay, I'm happy with the front section of this horse. Finding those hips. The back legs don't work out so well. Let me see. I think I just forgot what they look like. I'm getting there. I'm slowly being able to build them like without a reference. So when you're drawing from references, it's always smart to like try and draw without one so you can kind of see what's missing. So like if I compare this to something like this one, I can kind of see that this is where there's a problem. And this eye is too high. And this chin is too high. Luckily the ears are pretty okay. I don't know what to do about manes. Whenever I try to draw those, they don't look good, but it's probably because I haven't been using a reference for them. See if I can draw a tiny one. Here we go. Something I haven't been able to do this entire day. Let's add in some highlighter. I like this face, so we gotta call some attention to this. Basically, it just comes down to finding your favorite sketches and making sure they're visible and not hiding. For me, that's mostly just the faces. I like those the best. I might just draw something to fill in this space. Little artistic liberties. Whatever you feel like. I like this little thing here. We love this little leg. I think that's good. The number of horses that I've drawn in my lifetime, previously to today, does not add up to the amount that I just drew today. So I think that is very much a success. I just realized the other ones have more color in it. Here's some of the first ones. I feel like these are actually some of my best, probably because I was very well warmed up before I started and I was really focusing in on like copying things exactly. Then here I was like, oh, let me try because things are going well. And then by here I was like, let's just see what happens. Oh man, I'm happy with these. This was fun. Thanks for coming along with me with this one. I am so glad to have shared it with you. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you drew something fun in the process. If you like drawing while watching the videos, obviously. We didn't get around to green, but it doesn't show up very much, so see, it's not super visible. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next week, and I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles.